Live. What's going on, people? This is like almost end of the year iteration of the Who's Man series. Middle of the year, kind of a little later, midway point. Yeah, going into the third quarter of this iteration of the Who's Man series. What's going on, people? I'm John D. Contradiction here at RecklessDWR, and we got a dope, Long Island interview today. MC, please introduce yourself.
What's going on, everybody? For everybody that's tuning in, my name is Yannone, Long Island, New York. It's an honor to be here. It's a blessing to be here. It's great to have this conversation moving forward with John D and with Reckless. Let's get this shit started, bro.
Hey, man. It's also overdue.
Way the fuck Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Extremely overdue, man. We've known each other for a hot minute. And we've rapped together. We've been in ciphers together. You know what I'm saying? We've been in a lot of things, and it's just like, yo, we haven't chopped it up on the platform, So
I know.
Come to, how's music been treating you, man? I see you got a little rollout for this year. So what's going on?
Oh man, music's been good, man. I mean, I'm just having fun with it. I've really just been having fun with it, especially the last 2 years, 3 years, so to speak. I mean, I did a Wolf in Sheep's Clothing, the series. So that was technically 4 tapes. There was a deluxe version of 3. And that was kind of like me cutting off, like, I'm going to step away from the aggressive shit. I got no more aggressiveness in me, man. Like, I'm 31. Like, I can't be too aggressive. My heart might, it can't take it no more. But I started finding this, I define it as like, smooth hip hop. And I found that little niche, and I've just been running with it. And it has served me, just not just musically, but like as an individual, as an artist, I find more satisfaction in my artistry now. And I have an album dropping. Well, it's a mixtape, an album, however you want to define it. June 18th, doing it on Tuesday. It's going to be called Smooth Era, the mixtape.
Oh, hell yeah.
Name.
Anywhere between 8 to 10 songs. And, I got to give a shout out to my boy Tommy Beats, because I told him the other day, like 90% of the tape is just his beats. He's one of
that bag,
bro. He found that bag, and he just rides that wave, man. Yeah. And, he's got credits with Harry Mack and a couple other people, but Harry Mack has definitely been using him as well. So yeah, Tommy, if you're watching this, I love you, bro.
Hey, fire, man. Salute to that, man. I mean, you definitely, like, the smooth bag is just, you have like a very sonically pleasing voice, like with the raps, and like, been reviewing you and just watching your music over the years. You've been dialing into your flow, and it really is like, now it's to the point it feels like, all right, you're just chilling. Like it's effortless. So the music is just, you're flowing, you're letting music come out. And that's a dope bag to be in, because a lot of artists don't really realize the difficulty of flows, like the artistry behind a smooth flow. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's not as simple as it sounds. It's not as easy as it sounds. Because like having a constantly smooth but like dead on pocket is tough. Shit is, you gotta work hard to have that, and then to have, like, you gotta fit the right words, and you gotta also let the beat breathe, and like you gotta deliver the emotion without being overly expressive or or being too dry. It's a game, and it's a tough game, man. So talk about that path of just finding that bag, and like what got you to that point.
Let's turn the brightness up a little bit. Oh, that's so much better. So much better. Oh, man. Finding the path. It was a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a lot of fucking around with different types of beats and different types of flows. And there's a couple of songs that I've done where it's more like NF-esque, get more Logic-esque. But it took those trial and errors, and even just going back to like my older stuff, it was all just trial and error. And if you would ask me this question 10 years ago, like, oh, was this song? Yes, it was my best song. And that'll be my best song 10 years ago. But I have, and you and me, we've had this conversation on numerous points about like, the ear for production and the ear just to, you know, that I think plays a huge part. So like when I'm on the hunt for beats, or when like I'm with my brother or with my boy Pirate, you know, sitting there making a beat, my ear is tuned in. It's no longer an artist. It kind of turns into like a production version. Yeah. And it took me a while to get there. It was just a lot of really figuring out, okay, does this flow work with this, or does this beat work with my flow? So it's important. Yeah, it's like, that's huge. One thing that I tell people. Like, I tell a lot of artists, and you know, because like I've been doing music for a long time, and it's like I've been a student of the game for a long time, and it's like same thing, trial and error. But it's like it's one thing to come out and go like, I want to rap, you know. Oh, Murder Mitch in the building. What's good, Mitch? But it's like, it's one thing to, you know, I want to rap. I want to rap like that. I want to put this out. And that's cool. You know, people can do that. There's, you know, there's certain, I call them like the method actors of rappers. And like, there's people who can adapt and learn styles. And, you know, you could be an industry plant, whatever you want to do. You can have fun with it. But then there's finding something that translate not only in your brain, but you can translate it like externally. Like when you can find a beat that like, yo, this is making me feel a way. And then what you say on it also matches. That is like, that's a spot that I feel like there's a lot of artists that, you know, that just don't hit that spot because of the pressures of mainstream and all this other shit. And it's like, yo, once artists find that bag, it's almost undeniable how dope they can be, you know, how dope they are when they find that, because it's like at the end of the day, all we want is the sound in our head to come out as close to it as possible when we lay it on wax. Exactly. And that I struggle with even till this day. Like I struggle with that. And, you know, it's funny. Oh, that's even better. Like I was in the studio before we started doing this, and I was recording a song. And I thought in my head, the way I was going to do this hook was going to sound great. It was going to sound mint, like the best thing possible. And when it finally came out, I'm sitting there, I'm looking at my boy, I'm like, this ain't it, Chief. This isn't what I heard. Let's revert back to what we normally do. And you know, sometimes you got to take a step back and go to good old reliables. So once we did that, it was like that game to get there. Then you work on it. Yeah, exactly. You know, you get there. You know, sometimes you just know that you didn't nail it, and sometimes you're like, all right, I'm getting close. You know. Yeah, like I can't sing. Yourself. Yeah. Totally. Yeah, like I can't sing. Do you not hear this voice? I can't sing. Like, come on, let's be real. I'm being real with myself. Like, there's been times I've tried to sing on a track and I listen back and I'm like, nah, don't ever do that again. It's tough. But doing that has kind of allowed me to be like, okay, I can't do it this way, but let me do it this way. Let me do it. Yes. And that's like, you know, and that plays into some of my favorite aspects into hip hop, which I feel like a lot of artists don't have the fun with, is the styles. And when I think of people who like, they probably can sing, but they don't need to. I think of like dudes like J. Cole and like Drake and like Big Sean, who mastered like the style of talking their raps. Yes. And then to the point where they're talking, they could just add a little hum to it. And it's like, oh, this is harmony. You know, like they're not even singing, but I feel I'm singing along with them, you know? And it's a small aspect, but that's a big sound. Like it's a big sound, you know, like when you nail that is, you know, like you're already appealing to the sonics of like women. And, you know, if you could nail that, bro, your fan base is going to come up easily. And it's part of the game. Yeah. And you named two people, especially like Drake in himself is just, I mean, he started out as a singer and a rapper, and over time we heard him develop his singing voice. And truth be told, he's got a solid singing voice. He's got a solid singing voice, but he didn't need to. The man can sing. He didn't need to. He was singing. It was so simple. And it's like the voice that we make when we're like singing to ourselves. Yes. Like if someone recorded it at full volume and it's like, that doesn't sound bad. It's like they nailed that. Yeah. You know, hey, yeah, exactly. It's part of the game, and that's part of the growth. That's part of the game. That's part of the fun. You know, that's part of the fun. Yeah. Like I know, I sing all the time. I practice singing. I do vocal stuff, and I know I still don't feel confident for singing. But please believe
if I'm in singing mode and I throw on that auto tune filter and I start freestyling and singing, I'm like, this is cool, bro. Like I can do whatever I want. Yeah, I can do whatever I want. I can hang with these young bucks.
Yeah, man. Like I'll be humming, and I'll be sitting here and I'll be working, and like I'll say something. I'm like, oh, it's not too bad, but it's it's here, man.
Yeah,
it's
translating it. It's all about translating it. Look at Kid Cudi, man. He started a revolution with that humming stuff with his harsh ass voice. And he's never going to be able to reset it on fire, but still, he's trying.
Fortunately, he lost it, but he
lost it, but that's okay. That's okay. Yeah. We appreciate what he
still had an impact, so that's good.
Shout out Kid Cudi.
Yeah, facts. Because we're all still humming them old tracks, man.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah,
but that's the thing. Yo, he even with like that project and that song, he hit the perfect stride of doing exactly what needed to be done. And it's you can't beat that song. Like that song, if I'm in a live environment, I'm crying, bro. Are you kidding me?
Bro, that song has transcended not even just rap, but like
it went into EDM. It went into
EDM.
Yeah.
And it became a massive banger.
And it worked.
Yeah, I think I even prefer that one version compared to the other one.
Right. Yeah, it depends on how
That was a good song though.
Yeah, but that's what happens when something and that couldn't have come from like only Smooth can hit all those levels. Like Smooth can go pop, Smooth can go EDM, Smooth can go chopped and screwed. You know what I'm saying? Like,
ooh, that's a throwback.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And that Smooth is always an easy transition. And that's why like I grew up, I was I still am. I'm like a diehard Q-Tip fan because everything he did was smooth. His production to his raps to his voice is smooth. His flow. And it's like, bro, you just can't deny it. It's just cool.
No, you can't.
And it's not easy, bro. Like I used to mimic him all the time. And I'm like, bro, this dude's a genius and just doesn't get enough credit. But that's part of the game,
Yeah,
but,
Smooth Eric coming June 18th.
June 18th.
Facts. I'm very excited to hear it because I know if you found a producer who you're like, yo, I'm rocking with like 90% of his beats got to be top tier,
bro. I would say about the last 5 songs that I put out. Aside from this most recent one. This most recent one is probably one of my favorites that I've done as far as like outside of my normal flow, where it was very much like you could tell I was in an NF listening
bag.
Yeah, I was in my NF bag, man. Like I had the shirt on and everything, and I was like, I'm gonna do this. But like a good amount of the songs that I've been pumping out between last year and now, it's his beats. Like it's just this one guy's.
They've all been super. I mean, that's the word of today's interview. But they've all been super smooth. They've been cold, and I love a smooth beat, man. I'm like nothing hits better than something just making you want to wear silk. You know what I'm saying? That's, I'm feeling that.
What a satin pillowcase.
You know what I'm saying? That's the throwback, bro. That's how. If the song makes me feel like that, bro, you did something right, and. Nah, man, I definitely rock with it. Like, so I'm excited to hear if because you had a stream of singles. You dropped a bunch. Like, this year alone, I think was 4 or 5.
Yes, 5.
Love, Leave It All to Fate, What I Meant to Do, Oasis, and Manifest.
Yes, Manifest. We could take Oasis out. I'm not exactly too fond of that track. Like, I put it out just to put it out, but
put it out.
But like I'll go back and listen to it, and I'm like,
there could be things could be cleaned out.
Not even just cleaned up. Like just take the whole hook out. Just let the beat play at that point. Because like, what was I doing?
but that's also part of the game. You gotta be able to have those realizations because it's good to. It'll always benefit you to be more honest with your music than to just blindly be like everything's great.
Yeah.
You just can't be over, that you can't be over critical because then you end up like me and never put out anything and just have
hoarding music.
John, what's going on there, man?
Dude, I'm just hoarding music at this point. I have so many. I'm sitting on, and it's like embarrassing. I'm sitting on 4 EPs with dope producers, and I'm sitting on 2 EPs produced by me, and I'm just not putting them out.
Bro,
Just hanging out. Just sitting in my
why?
His last one was dope, so I don't know what
I don't know,
doing.
man. And you know what's crazy? It's like, like I know I pump out, a million reviews, all that stuff. But like I spend, almost up to an hour a day on just learning things as far as production and just music and writing. Like I'm always writing. And some of the new production that I have, I'm like super proud of, and I'm just not doing anything with it. I'm just hanging out.
Don't let me come over and steal your computer, man.
Yeah,
I'll leak those things like Drake's last diss track got leaked.
I know. I think what stumped me, because like last year I put out a decent amount, but this year I started getting into engineering, and that kind of ruined everything for me.
Yeah,
because engineering never ends. It's literally, you got to learn something and just put stuff out. Because like the more I learn stuff, the more I fidget, and then I'm like, let me go back to this song. Let me go back to this, and and now it's just like I got to just send it to my engineer and be like, can you just please put these out for me, please mix these for me, please. But that's life. But let's jump into some origin stories, man. What got you into this music stuff, and what got you into hip hop?
Oh, okay. All right.
Give us the lore.
Taking a trip down memory lane to memories I suppressed.
To traumas.
Let's open up those wounds real quick.
It all started when I was a wee little lad.
Yeah.
How did you feel about that?
Okay, so I kind of got into, in music in general, my parents were the ones that really introduced me to music as a whole. Like it was like a variety of stuff. My mom, she listened to Lauryn Hill, Mark Anthony, Hector Lavoe, I almost said Mark Anthony again. Jennifer Lopez. My dad listened to like Bruce Springsteen and Meatloaf and Mary J. Blige and
love that mix.
Bro, my dad at one point was the biggest Eminem fan I ever met in my life, and he's like a 6'3", almost 300-pound man, gray black hair, and I'm just like, you really like Eminem? He goes, he's a great lyricist.
I love it. He appreciates your music.
He does, and I got to thank them because they have supported me literally since absolutely day one. Yeah. So like I kind of got into my taste of music with that, and like I went to Half Hollow Hills growing up, so I was always around a diverse group of people. So I was always hearing a little bit of this, a little bit of that, some of that, a little bit over there. And one day, me and my cousin, it was like 2005. It was New Year's Eve. We got the bright idea to start rapping in the basement, and our parents and my older cousin and whoever else is upstairs, they're having a grand old time. They're partying. And me and my cousin, my age, we're downstairs in the basement in his dad's workshop with like a computer and a computer microphone taped to the fucking door hinge.
Yes.
And we're just trying to rap, and like I guess that's kind of like where I got the bug, man. It was like a spiral from there. Like I was listening to Biggie, I was listening to Pac, I was listening to Big L and Nas and who, God knows who else at this point. Yeah. But like I was just trying to analyze and like listen to the way that they articulated their rhymes and how they flowed, and try to apply it to myself. And it's been like that since 05 going into 06, and that's soon to be like 20 years.
Yeah. That's wild. Yeah, that's dope, man. I mean, that's the beautiful story of music in general. And that's why I think that's one of the reasons why a lot of like, younger kids kind of feel a little like jaded and like older cats get a little upset. And it's not that we're upset at like the kids doing what they want and making money. We don't care, be successful, have a good time. But it's the lack of like caring for what existed and learning more and like moving things forward. And that is, you named artists, which is crazy. You named, people who normally in people's top fives, Big L, Nas, Big
Yeah.
And just thinking of those names, just thinking of how different they were. not only could you hear where each of them were from, their styles were different, their deliveries were different, their inflections were different.
Yes.
They were making, you know, they made hip hop in the same era, but there is nothing that similar about the hip hop that they made. And that, for you to be like, yo, I'm a young cat in 05, I'm learning, and I'm making my own style based off of paying homage, based off of like learning. You know what I'm saying? It's like, why is hip hop like the only sport that's not treated like a sport?
That's a really good question, actually. It very much is a sport. I mean, aside from this current situation that's going on in hip hop, like there has just been numerous counts of artists going bar for bar and just having fun with it. Like Eminem did a track with Busta Rhymes.
Oh yeah,
and you guys saw the whole thing where like M sent his verse and then Busta sent his verse and then M sent his verse again, and the whole back and forth. Like that was just them just being like, legend, all right, bro. let's see if I could one up you with just out of pure fun and pure
steel sharpen steel. Like that's like, you know, playing your best friend in sport, you know, you're one-on-one with your homie who you've always balled together. You're at the same level and you're like, nah, I'm gonna try this on him. I'm a ball. And you only come out both just better hoopers. It's just and out of this, you get a dope track, and you got, get a dope track from two legends.
No animosity, just pure love for the game, man.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And that like, it really is. It's like, you look at any other sport, bro, like, you look at, you go into basketball, and it's like, Jordan got a lot of stuff from like Magic getting stuff from like, Kareem, and then you got like Kobe getting stuff from Jordan. Even though these are different games, they all paid homage and took pieces of what they liked from the generation before them. And that's how hip hop should be represented. Like, Curry, Steph
really
Curry
should
didn't come in here and I'm just a 3-point, like reinvent the three. He's still shooting threes.
Yes.
Threes existed before him. So it's like, why is it so bad that like lyricism can exist in hip hop to like the newer age, or, you know what I'm saying? And vice versa. It's like, nah, like hip hop can move forward, but still pay homage. You can pay homage. You can still represent where you're from. Instead of everyone just, because like the NBA would be boring if everyone just shot threes because Curry shot threes, like, it's just like,
no, you're right. And I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead. But that's part of my rant. It's just like, that's how music, it should be seen as something that, you can go to the park and play a pickup game of ball, but you can also double down on a championship game and gamble on it. You should also, there's a professional level, there's a rec league, there's a D1, and then there's the school park where you just have fun. There's me at LA Fitness, balling with old folks at 6 a.m. It's the sport. It's the love of the sport. And hip hop should be like that.
Yes, it really should. And I think the state of hip hop now, what we're hearing on the radio now is not what we heard 10 years ago. And what we heard 10 years ago is not what we heard 20 years ago. There was a point where hip hop was evolving in a more progressive way, where it the production wasn't as great at one point, but the lyricism was very on point. And then we kind of got to a point where the lyricism and the production were very on par with each other. Now it's kind of up to the point where the production is kind of taking a dip depending on who you listen to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the substance, the lyrics, the message, the wording, or even just the vocals themselves, it's like, I rather watch paint dry.
Yeah. Because it's like, I've heard this a million times.
Yeah.
Why is there, and that's the thing that's weird. Like, doing the reviews we do, I get almost upset. And it's like, I'm always taking shots at the South. But whenever I hear, oh, that's Gucci Man's artist or something like that, I'm like, oh boy. Because I know that motherfucker's gonna sound just like Gucci Man.
Yeah.
I know, I like Gucci Man. I rock with, I don't need another one. You know what I'm saying?
Listen to Gucci Man if you want to hear Gucci.
Yeah, if I want to hear Gucci Man, I'll listen
to Gucci Man.
So, and it's like, then you look at like, NBA Youngboy, his whole team put out a tape. Bro, you couldn't tell me who was who.
No one stood out. No one has a distinct voice. Nothing.
He was the only one that stood out remotely because he's a little more talented than them. But they all sounded just like him, even the females. And I'm like, come on.
See that?
Where's the originality? Like, come on, you know, come on.
But this is the exact reason why I'm such a fan of Dreamville. Like, not even
sound crazy.
They sound crazy. They sound different from each other. They each have a completely different flow, a different style, just even a different image.
Yeah.
And they have made their name not only as Dreamville as a whole, but as individuals themselves. And I mean, I'm a huge J. Cole fan. I love J. Cole since Born Sinner, and then I started going back to his older projects,
Lights and all that. Hell yeah.
Yes. And when he started Dreamville, and I started seeing the artists that he was putting on, and I'm like, okay, we got something here.
Hell yeah.
Like, come on now. Like, that's a fly. There's literally a blueprint in front of most of the industry, and it's them.
Yeah. And what's crazy is, like, to make that even better is the fact that not only are they all in their own lane of killers, like Boss makes some of the smoothest shit you've ever heard. Jid, as far as I'm concerned, is what I feel like people think Kendrick sounds like. Jid is actually doing it, you know? And
he's actually going to command a Cole.
Bro, and then Cole, just to be a champion, just to be team captain, he spars with them all the time. He is going crazy. He's doing their style, but better on their tracks. Bro, you cannot, you know what I'm saying? Like, you cannot deny that. And that, you know, that to me is like he found the solution for like recruiting Slaughterhouse. And then that turned into like an ego fest, and J. Cole was like, well, I'm gonna grow a Slaughterhouse and, like, you know, organically. I'm not gonna just pull these killers from different hoods. I'm gonna grow this organically, and it's not gonna be a super team, and this is gonna be my, you know, this is my first year, you know, Golden State wins a chip type thing. They from the ground up. And that's why they're untouchable, bro. Almost damn near untouchable, bro.
You know, speaking of Slaughterhouse, this is just a hot take, but Slaughterhouse is arguably one of the best rap supergroups that never lived up to their potential.
Never lived up to their potential. But yeah, it's because of ego. It's because of ego and you know what sucks? Because I can't admit it's Joe Budden's fault. It's like he was like one of my favorites.
He was the best one.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he to me, it was like arguably like one of my favorites, like up, you know, the best one. And of course,
you know, I thought Joe Budden fell off after Pump.
Oh, no, he did it. And he put out some heat tapes.
Bro, he put out heat.
He put out heat.
Yo, I found out like his whole story, like the whole drug addiction and everything of that. And then he started putting out mood music and I forgot the it was like a 3-series album. What happened?
The Halfway House, you mean? Or
no, oh man, I can't. It's something Love All. I'll remember.
No Love Lost and all that. Yeah.
Yes. He put those out, and I was like, God damn! Like this man isn't just like a hot beat and a hot rhythm. He's a problem, bro.
Honestly,
even Rage in the Machine
ruined him.
Yes,
he could never escape it.
No. Even did you ever see the thing with Logic? With him and Logic?
No.
Logic went on live stream and decided to criticize Joe Budden.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
And he was like, pump it up. Just read, and it's just pump it up, just like
really fucking funny. My God. I know that, and there's nothing Joe Budden could say about that. That has to hurt.
He even said himself that it was whack. I mean, Joe Budden talked shit about it, so it's not really.
I mean,
he knew
you know, honestly, not many artists can escape that. Only artist who can escape some corny shit, I think, is Jim Jones. He escaped ballin'. That's it.
Oh my God,
that's literally it. He's probably the only artist who's ever escaped some corny shit. Everyone else is just trapped.
Yeah,
one of the best ad-libs in the game, though. I love that. I think he says,
and it's rough because like Jim Jones is, you know, I'm a diehard Cameron fan, but Jim Jones is right there neck and neck with him, and Jim Jones, you know, had to fight.
No, literally, just had to fight last weekend.
Yeah, he just had to fight. Yeah,
how you doing?
That's another group that I really feel like they were here for a little while. Dipset was here for a little while, and then they kind of like died out. Like Hell Rel, Freaky Zeke, Jewels, Jim, like J.R. Writer at one point, Writer's Block 1 through 4.
He's still putting out heat, and it's just no one's talking about it, sadly. But he still can fucking cook. He put out a project a few years ago, and his album cover had like Lil Yachty and all those like, you know, new age dudes on there. And that album fucking went crazy. He was cooking on that shit. And he, you know, but, you know, hey, that's just like, he's forever dope. And it's just, even like Dipset, man, I listen to, you know, the projects now, and I'm like, this is some of the best production I've ever heard. Like, the quality is crazy. We didn't have quality like that back then.
No, not at all.
And their ignorant asses had it, you know? Like, that's fucking great. And it's just like, that's the beauty of it, you know? That's music, man. That's hip hop.
That is hip hop for sure.
That's hip hop, man. That's why this new stuff is like, it needs to be its own subgenre, because like we still, you know, it's like nothing against the young cats. Have fun, do your thing, but like, you know, like enjoy something. Don't just go into something for money. Like, learn it a little bit, you know? Work on your craft. Because when artists do the new age, but also like have paid their dues and pay homage and actually are dope, they put out some of my favorite new shit. Like, I praise this dude Chris Patrick all the time, because he is like my favorite new age artist, because he does it all. He does the new age sound. He does like ignorant gang shit, but he fucking snaps. Then you got dudes like Simba, dudes like IDK, like monster. Like, Simba made a bullshit radio hit song just so he can snap on a freestyle on Sway. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah,
that's awesome.
Me. Like, I thought he was garbage because of that single, and then I hear I'm like, he can rap. Oh, like, I love it. I'm a fan now. You know, like, show me. You know. But
I love that shit.
Yeah.
How do you feel about the conversation about, like, you know, they said that there's Tom Cruise is the last big movie superstar, and now in hip hop there's like no more superstars after Drake, Kendrick, and J. Cole. Do you think that's a true statement, or do you think there's like new ones that could potentially be superstars?
I don't think that's a true statement. I always think that there's going to be someone to eventually fill those shoes. It may not happen in 5 years, it may not happen in 10 years, but it's going to happen. I mean, I think there's always been the comparison stat-wise between Drake and Michael Jackson, to be specific, because Michael Jackson at one point, I mean, till this day, is probably one of the highest-selling artists of all time.
Yeah.
There's no denying it. The man had a fucking chokehold on this world, not even just with his music, but just like the person that he was. Drake, I mean, is everything that he puts out great? No, but he's consistent. Yeah. He's giving people what they want to hear. Sometimes
James. He's never going to beat Jordan in accolades, but like, you could fudge a few numbers and make up some stats that didn't exist back in the day to make sure people understand that this dude's consistent and his run is long. Like, Drake's been around for a long time.
Over a decade now.
Yeah. He's been around since the early 2000s.
Yeah, and he's been on top. Like, he's been around for a long time. Like, there was a point in time where no one thought he was going to be bigger than Wayne. He's been bigger than Wayne longer than we remember.
Yeah. Like, when I first started hearing Drake, I think it was shortly after his Degrassi stint. You know, Wheelchair Jimmy. But it was Congratulations.
Yeah.
I thought that track was the hottest thing. Till this day, I will say that is arguably in his top 5.
Oh,
Congratulations.
It was great.
And we just saw him progress. And then he did Bedrock with Wayne, and then he did his own album, and then he did another album, then he did a feature with this person and that person, and he is probably he actually probably is the most streamed artist of all time right now.
Probably. Yeah, arguably,
yeah. But I think there will be someone to fill his shoes, to fill Kendrick's shoes. I mean, nobody thought there was going to be someone to fill Snoop and Dre's shoes.
Yeah, then we had Kendrick come through. We had fucking J-Rock.
Right.
I mean, we don't have Dre.
No, we don't have a Dre.
There's no producer.
No. That's all different. Yeah, we have Snoops though. We have different Snoops. We have Vince Staples to cover that.
But that's right. And that's the thing. That's why, like, with that argument, I could play devil's advocate. You know, there is, okay, we have like the Drakes and those dudes who kind of really worked to get to that point, but I feel like the point that they're at now is where they control the media, they control the narrative, and I feel like that doesn't leave room for another artist to do that because of how controlled it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? And that in that sense, it's also like, look at Dre, right? Dre, or we can compare Dre to a Michael Jackson in the sense of where the hard work that Dre puts in, you know, the work that he put in, his legacy was sealed in multiple genres. It's just, it's up there. You can't deny Dre. His quality is sound. We know all the stories of how he'd make people do sessions for hours and redo. That, look at the Jacksons. You had Freddie Jackson whooping ass and making them get that good. And music's changed to where it's, you don't have to, like, no one has to work hard anymore.
Yeah.
So how do you actually ever beat that hard worker without them aging out or someone forcing you there via funds and whatnot? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's I feel like that's the tough thing now. It's like whoever's next up is just going to appear as opposed to seeing them. Like we saw Drake. We watched Drake.
Watch him rise up.
Yeah. Like we saw Drake in the mixtape era. We saw Drake in the streaming era. We saw Drake in the memeing era. Like you see what I'm saying? Like this is multiple eras. Now we see him in the stream machine, the payola. This is the payola era now. Yeah. You know, and he's the top of the payola era. You feel me? Like he was in the fashion era. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, this is a lot of things that people don't realize he was there. He's in production. Like he fucking is one of the executive producers to Euphoria, the show. Like this is a lot of bags to be in. And to get to that point, how do you even start now when those areas are so controlled, you know?
It's like you said, it's gonna be a while because even Drake like hinders certain people's careers by signing them and then like doesn't do shit with them and leave the stuff for him. You know, they don't get
white boy. I remember that Dre signed a white boy a long time ago.
But what was his fucking name? He still does good streaming, but he's
it was a dope new art. I forgot his name, but it was another white artist that Dre signed, and everybody was hyping him.
I couldn't tell you the name.
There was two of them. There was one there was a Filipino one, and then there was a white one. The Filipino is I'm too big into hip hop, but the Filipino one was easy.
Wait, are we talking about Dre or Drake?
Dre. No, I'm talking about Dre.
Dre, like John Connor is his name?
Maybe.
I don't know what he looks like, but I just know that's a white name.
No. That's a black guy. There was a white guy that everyone was like making those comparisons that Dre was looking. This is like maybe like
fuck.
I don't remember his name.
I forgot his name.
Yo, the face just popped in my head, and now I can't.
There was like news articles and all sorts of stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember his name, but it'll come up. But then there was the Filipino dude, Easy Mill, that was supposed to be like Dre's, you know. But I mean, what happens? You know, nothing. And it's probably because they don't work as hard as Dre wants them to, you know?
Right.
You know, it's probably because.
But that's like, probably where M gets his crazy work ethic.
Definitely.
Like, I think it was Akon that did a radio interview, and he was like, M goes into the studio at 8 a.m. or 9 a.m. and treats it like a full workday, takes lunch at 12 and goes home by 5. And I'm just like, where did this come from?
Yeah. Had to
just come more moral?
Maybe.
Justice?
Like that whole work ethic is like, you know, people don't do that anymore. Like artists just aren't like that anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like artists don't have that commitment. Look at what happened. And it was like memed and it was like a joke, but people don't realize how serious that clip was with Kanye yelling at Chance the Rapper. Chance has not been the same since.
Yes. Yes, I remember that.
He has not been the same since. Like he stopped working with Kanye. He put out a garbage album and is ghost.
I love my wife.
Yeah, I love my wife. But like, but seriously, like think about that. Like, and Kanye is known to be a studio heckler. Like, but he's a genius. Like He's not telling you to steer you wrong. He's trying to help you. And it's like, if anyone would have sounded better on like no one's sounding better than Chance if he's on point on Kanye's stuff. And like to get dropped and not have that happen and not put out a project that Kanye promised you a Grammy, he fucked up.
Yep.
You know, Chance fucked up. And it's like, hey, but that's the music game, man. It's you know, that's why it's like hard to see who's next. Like there's always something that's going to come out, but it's like we've been hit with so many huge current artists that just vanish, and it's like it doesn't feel real anymore. Like
we've had a lot of one-hit wonders.
Too many nowadays.
Yeah, and nowadays it's so these one-hit wonders get so big.
Yeah,
and
then they dip once they get the money.
Yeah, like where are they now? Like they get big, and then they go into fashion. They go into other, you know, they leave. They start a TV show. So it's like, is there really going to be the next big artist? It's going to be, for me, the next large artist is going to be, personally, I think it's going to be, for sure, it's going to be pop. Or it's going to be maybe, you know, like another like Bad Bunny type.
Yeah, a lot of getting big. So I'm pretty sure that's probably going to be in the way.
But it's not going to be hip hop.
No, it's going to be some other shit.
Yeah.
No, I don't think hip hop's going to see another big artist of Drake's caliber.
Yeah, for a while.
For another 10 years, 20 years, maybe.
Yeah.
I mean, even if you want to talk pop and, you know, other genres, like Taylor Swift is still the number one artist in pop and country, for Christ's sakes. And then you got, you mentioned the rec, Bad Bunny. Bad Bunny is, nobody's stopping Bad Bunny right now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's that like global draw. You got nothing.
Yeah, he's the new Yankee of nowadays. He's the new Daddy Yankee of today. So he's like
facts.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Daddy Yankee didn't wrestle.
Well, he retired, so he's trying to push music now.
But he didn't wrestle, and he wasn't in a Brad Pitt movie.
Nope.
No, and he didn't wrestle good. Bad Bunny wrestled great.
He wrestled great.
Yeah, he wrestled great.
You're like, damn, okay.
Yeah, he wrestled.
Bro, he put in work. I got to give that to him. Wrestling, but like that man took bumps.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's like a real falling thing, you know. It's not easy as it looks.
Yeah,
and he did it in his home country. Come on now.
Yeah, he did his thing.
Winning. So we're talking about all this hip hop now. What's the best advice you can give someone coming up in the game? You know what I'm saying?
Don't stop. I don't care if you're contemplating quitting or for reasons unknown, or if somebody's telling you, oh, you suck, you this, you that, don't stop.
Quit. Yep.
Don't quit, because the minute that you sit there and you say you're done, that's it, you're done. Even if you made another track tomorrow, you sat here today and said, I'm done, and you made another track tomorrow, that track's never going to sit right with you, and that's literally going to eat you alive.
Yep.
That's a fact.
Because it's like what people don't understand. It's a culture, bro. You don't just quit culture.
Mm-hmm. No, party.
No, not at all.
Like if you grew up in a farming family and they're like, yeah, I quit. You know, like you good? You want to eat, bro? You survive,
like
bro. It's a culture, bro.
Go feed these dogs.
Yeah, like get your dumb ass outside, go milk something, bro. Like, yeah, you can't just quit. It's culture, and that's I feel like that's the thing that sucks because of like the inflation of music and whatnot. It's the approach. Everyone thinks it's easy.
Yeah,
and
big misconception.
Yeah, and that's a huge misconception. And it's like when people think something's easy, they think it comes with a participation award. They think, you know, and they develop their own narrative of that said culture. And it's like, nah, bro, there's rules, there's things, and there's a way to maneuver. There's ways, you know, there's ups and downs. There's haters, you know, There's a lot. And it's like, you got to understand all that before you try to jump into this. Like, it's just some fun thing to do, you know?
Yeah. Like music at a glance, most people would be like, oh, that's fun, I would like to do that. But when you sit down and you dive into it, it is an absolute both nightmare, because you don't realize how chaotic it can be, but also it is such a beautiful machine.
Yes. It's like that learning experience, you know? It's like, you know, to learn something is difficult, but when it clicks,
Yes.
That's where that's the beauty, you know. That's where the beauty comes in. It doesn't just start off beautiful and it's fun. No, like motherfuckers who write, you know, movie scores and piano players and stuff, it wasn't a beautiful start.
No, they struggled.
They struggled.
They
worked.
Had no sleep.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Anything, you know, and that's like music, like that's how anything is. You don't just, it's like even with like sports, like, yeah, you can be fucking athletic naturally. Doesn't mean you could dribble.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean you could catch. Doesn't mean you could throw a punch. Like, I deal with that at the gym all the time, the MMA gym all the time. Big buff dudes. Oh man, I just feel like because I'm in shape, I can do it. And then they see my big, you know, husky ass, and I'm whooping their ass, and they're like,
breaking their fucking ankles.
Why is this dude peppering me up and grappling and beating me up? And I'm like, oh, because I work hard. You know, I learn. I'm training.
Yeah.
That's what you're supposed to do. And they're just like, oh, I thought because I'm, you know, it's like, yeah, you're buff, but can you do pull-ups?
Right. Right. Can you put me in an armbar?
Yeah. Can you do that? Can you out grapple me? Can you outstrike me? You know?
Right.
It's like, no, because you have to learn what to do with all that athleticism, sir.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love seeing that on the internet too. I love seeing that shit.
The best. Dude, I see that shit all the time, and I like love it, man. I'm just like, oh, there's another new guy who doesn't know how to throw a punch and thinks that street fighting is a style.
Yes.
It's like, oh, here we go.
Like, sure, you want to take that route? Okay.
Dude, that's my favorite thing. I always tell people, I'm like, it's very funny to hear, because whenever someone says that, like, oh, I'm more into street fighting, I'm like, you know what's dangerous about street fighting? It's like, if someone knows how to fight, also has a weapon, you idiot.
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
doesn't mean they're not.
They know there are rules.
I don't need this bottle.
street fight's
I'm a
never
fighter.
fair.
Like, I know MMA. I don't need this bottle. Like, that dude's gonna put you in an armbar and then crack that bottle over your head.
Yes.
You know, like, and you're
Yes.
not gonna be able to move. You're gonna be helpless with the glass in your face. Like, come on, bro. Like, the rules change. Like, that dude can literally bite you while you're in like a fucking rear naked choke. That's a nightmare, bro.
The same people that say they like street fighting more are the same people that don't season their chicken.
Yeah, facts. Yeah.
I'm saying that right now. It's the same people. Like, you don't season your chicken, you're saying you like street fighting. I think we need to have a conversation, and I think you might need a therapist. That's all I'm saying.
That's it. That's literally it. Someone in their life has never told them no, and they get trophies for just hanging out.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, somebody's dad's a lawyer, and just wait till you hear from my dad. Like, okay,
Those
I'm
are the
waiting.
best. Dude, nothing's better than like the first hit to someone who's never been hit and seeing them completely panic. It's very funny. I could be tapping them and they're and I'm like, that's not how you block a punch, my man. Like, come on.
No, you're not supposed to use your face.
Yeah.
Real.
Oh, it's fun.
So out of 20 years of doing music, what do you say is your high point of your career so far? Yeah, think about it. Long time.
Oh man, like so define high point
For
in
you,
career.
what's an accolade for you? Like, it doesn't have to be something, a million people. No, something that
Or
you
Grammys
like,
or nothing. Yeah.
Yo,
What's
this
your
is
definition?
super fucking dope.
Those that you hit that you were fucking proud of, shit like that.
At one point, I would have said when my song with Cortez hit 1 million streams, and then 2, and then that.
Shout out to Cortez, man.
Shout out
rappers
Cortez,
need more love.
bro.
That rappers that can actually rap on beat are fire. Shout out
Facts.
to Cortez.
Like Seek is Seek is
Heat.
nasty.
Heat, yeah. Because people give them a bad rep because of like gin. That was 1 billion years ago.
Stop it, man.
Yeah, that was 1 billion years ago. Bad rappers rap.
Stop it, man. That not even just to circle back, but like that's another faction that really should have lasted longer. Like DMX, Dragon, Eve, The Lock, Sheep, all the bloodline. Like before the bloodline was the bloodline. You know what I mean? But like,
Dragon's still out here rapping his ass off.
I love that.
He shows up once in a while. He's dope.
I always see him pop up on Instagram, and I'm like, hell yeah.
But I think the highest point, at one point, it probably would have been when that song reached, I think it's at 10 now, 10 million.
I remember you were like, "Oh man, this is kind of going crazy," and you're like, "Yeah, this is going wild."
Like I put the song out in 2019. I was still in college, dude. I was in college, and I'm sitting in class, and I'm watching it, and I'm like, "What's going on here?" And
this song is going nuts.
Like it's a great song. I mean, for what it did and for how it was received, I'll forever be blessed. But I think the highest point for me was when I finished the Wolf in Sheep's Clothing series, and I kind of moved away from the less aggressive and being kind of like pissed at the universe type shit to now being in this more like peaceful era of my life, and just knowing that I can make $1 today and $100 tomorrow and $1,000 the next week. At the end of the day, I'm making music now because I want to.
Yep.
Like I want to make this music. I think that has been my highest point, is coming to that realization that I'm making the music not for people to even listen to. Like, if you want to listen to it, awesome. I love you. You are my favorite person in the world. But it's for me at this point.
Yeah.
It's what's going on up here and going on here now being vocalized and presented in the manner that I want to hear it. You know,
as it should be. I mean, that's the truest form of love. Like that's like letting go and putting out your best work, because that's when you're putting out music that you want to put on, that you want to put on the radio when you jump in your car. Like, and that's a beautiful thing to get to a point to do that, because then you're free, you know, you're free of expectations. You're free of like, I mean, I dove into a sad boy bag because everybody was expecting boom bap, and I'm like, I don't want to just do fucking boom bap, you know?
Right.
I didn't start off doing, but I started off in punk bands, bro. I don't want to just make one type of music. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to just do boom bap. I want to get weird, bro. I want to be light skinned on a track. I want to get crazy, bro. Like,
I already changed genres. Why not keep doing that?
It's like, I don't want to get put in a box just because I'm in rap. Like, I don't want to just be a rapper. Like, I want to produce. Like, I want to fucking sing, even though I can't sing. I want to try. Like,
yeah. Like, I feel like I'm going down that path now, because like, when did I put it out? Was it November or December? I did Seasons Change with my boy Ramaj Eric. I'm sorry, Ramaj, if you're watching this, I'm sorry. But he really tested me in not even just my musical skill, but like the way that I wrote. And he's really been a great friend and a great person to just have musical conversations with, and just a little bit of knowledge that he drops on me here and there. But he has opened my mind to the way that I make content, the way that I put it out, not even just music, but like social media wise, and the way that I do all the post-production. Like, I'm starting now to do all the post-production for everything that you've seen on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube. So he's given me little bits of knowledge there. And like, I would love to do the sound production, like the audio production as a whole. I do have that little niche, but right now the visuals is kind of like where I'm gravitating towards. That's like my second lane of music and for media.
I mean, it's a dope lane. I mean, a lot of some of my favorite artists dove into that. Like, I don't know if you remember Nicholas F., the dude he like rolled with Drake before Drake started rolling with Lil Wayne. He's a battle rapper as well. He went down a path of where he was like, I like rapping, I'm going to start to produce. And then he produced an album. And then he was like, but he went to school for learning videography, and he started shooting his own music videos. And now you look at his last few music videos, it's produced by him, recorded by him, everything. And it's like, it's fantastic. Like, it's full circle.
Yeah.
Now he's his own media machine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, he could do it all. And I look up to that. Like, and this dude, you know, he raps, so he has a bunch of kids. He's got a lot in life that he's got to focus on, but he's doing everything. And I look up to that, you know, that inspires me.
Yeah. There's very few people that are very much like DIY kings or queens, however you want to cite it, but very few of those people, man. And to those people that do it, like, all the power to you. Like, they took the time, they sat down, they studied, and they perfected the fuck out of it.
And now it's easy. They could do anything if they wanted
with
to
their eyes closed.
Visual, yeah. And like
With
stuff
their
like
eyes
that, I've
closed.
always wanted to be like hit a point like that because of like even now, like watching the whole Drake and all that shit. It's like, oh man, imagine, you know, oh, I want to put out a dope visual, getting into the beef a little bit. You could. You didn't have to worry about you could literally put out something, release it as your own, produce it, mix it, and make a visual for it. And not only would you easily hook some of the trending, you know, it'd be a dope way to just put yourself out there, you know?
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
All right. And I'll be remiss if I were not to ask you, how did you get your name? And did you have any previous names before your name you have now?
His name.
We got some names we're not gonna dive into.
Okay. Fair enough.
My name is literally just my last name. Like Joe Budden says, my real name, my rap shit. Like that's me. Like my government is Yannone.
For sure.
So I figured I'm gonna just run with it, man. Like make it easy.
Yeah.
Don't complex it and little scrappy and, you know, little diddy bop and you know, all that shit. Like Yannone.
Young Yannone when you're old as hell now. You know what I'm
Nah.
Nice and simple. Just get it out there.
Yeah, man.
What's up? You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people fuck up and try to do some crazy shit to be memorable. And your name is memorable in its own, you know what I'm saying?
It's got a nice ring to it. It's got the right amount of syllables. It's got some bounce to it. It's a good.
But it's easy to find you on Spotify too and all that.
Very easy.
Yeah.
Very easy.
It doesn't get better than that.
No, and I think I kind of did that unknowingly.
Yeah, which is
I think, like when I decided to be like, all right, I'm not going to use this name anymore. I'm going to use my last name. I didn't think about it as far as like Spotify or Apple Music. I was like, I'm just going to keep it simple.
Decision. Yeah, it's a good decision.
Yeah, like keep it simple. Anybody, like I already live in a town where 90% of the people refer to you by your last name to begin with. So there's people that in high school or middle school and, you know, moving forward, even in life now, that are like, yo, Yannone, or yo, you know, some people fuck up my name in the slightest ways. And I'm just like, it's not that hard to say the E at the end. It's like Yannone. Okay, you're far off, sir.
You got a lot of Yannones.
Yeah, and I'm at a point where I'm like, you're fine, you're good.
Yeah, just let it rock.
Yeah. But it kind of just it worked out that way. I didn't plan it, but it just ended up being perfect.
Yeah, it's good.
Nothing wrong with it. And your new project, what can we expect to hear from your new project?
Ooh. Let's see.
That you can leak.
You don't want to give out too much, but what can we expect from Smooth Era?
Well, in some ways, you can almost expect a little bit of, you know, a wolf in sheep's clothing kind of peeking out, kind of just being like, hey, I'm still here.
Hence the cover.
Yes, absolutely. But in many ways, it's going to be something that's just like super easy to listen to. Nothing too complex. A lot of the production is going to be very easy on the ears. Something you can relax to. There's a couple of beats on there that are, I would probably say, a little bit smoother than most. There's one that I actually just finished today that is very much like you could sit down with a glass of wine and and just vibe to, and I'm very, very proud of it. Actually, I got a question. Is there a way I can preview some of the stuff on here right now?
I mean, if you want to, yeah.
Yeah, I can send it to John. We can post it, you know, play it right now, and so we can play it as an outro, you know.
Yeah, I mean, we could play a little something here. You know, when it comes out, I might have to do some edits now, but.
I mean, I don't want to like step on any toes with like copyright, because I know, you know.
Oh yeah, YouTube's a pain in the ass.
Yeah. All right, but I will say this: it is very much something that you can sit down, listen to, have it on repeat, drive to it, couple of songs.
That's that energy. You know the energy.
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
smoothness. Yeah, you want to just be able to put, like, when you get in your car, you want to put something on and not think about it, bro. Put it on.
Right,
And,
and
like,
also, summer's around the corner, man. Like, there's a reason why I chose June 18th. Like, it's going to be the beginning of summer. You're going to be able to roll the windows down, and you're just going to be able to, like, chill. It's almost like a 90s feel. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's that energy, man. Need that.
That's what you can expect, man.
Hey, man, I'm excited, man. I'm very excited for it, man. It's been a minute. I'm very excited. I did enjoy how, the closing, seeing the progress from the first, which I was grateful to be on, the second and the third.
Yes.
Like, this for you, like, just as for any artist, honestly, this to have like something like a trilogy show that much of like your progress within the years they were made, it's a beautiful thing because it tells a story, and to get that closure, like, or if you ever want to do a 4, I think it would still continue just seeing where you are in your artistry. Like, it's the best way to be like, hey, if someone's like, oh, how was your journey through hip hop? It's like, yo, bump these 3 projects, you'll hear it.
Honestly, I've thought about it
and all that,
I've thought about making a 4 just to see if I can still like do that style or do that old. Yeah, see if I can get busy a little bit. But I mean, it's funny because truth be told, the series was never actually supposed to happen.
Oh wow! What made it
happen? A lot of life problems.
Yeah, that's the beauty of when you write that real shit. When you're writing, is you venting. Man, you don't know what you're gonna put out, bro.
Facts. Like, so, John, did you ever hear Alpha Omega? I think
that was a hot minute ago.
Yes, that was actually supposed to be the end of my music career.
Jeez.
Oh shit! Good thing it wasn't.
Yeah. Thank God it wasn't his right. Jesus Christ, man.
Yeah.
But shit happened in life, and I was like, I'm not stopping. And there was a point, actually, I think during 2021 when I think I was unknowingly working on Wolf in Sheep's Clothing 2, where I was in the studio every day to the point where, like, me and my buddy, we were joking. We were like, I'm going to need to cotton here because, like, I got so much shit to say. And that's when 2 came out, and then 3 followed shortly after. And then I decided to close it out with the deluxe. And the thought of 4 has kind of lingered. Yeah, I don't know if I'll ever do it, but
it's there. You never know when that passion gonna spark back up.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
but for now, we're just gonna ride this wave.
That if it does, it's part of a story. It's part of a big picture.
Yeah, yes. Your legacy as an artist to have that series going.
Yeah.
So you have to hear it again. And the last question for me is, of course, what is your top 5 favorite rappers of all time?
Oh, man.
It's the tough one.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So I like to split it in 2. I'd say 5 of all time and top 5 right now.
5 right now. Make it easier.
So you got 2 questions, essentially,
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Yeah, it makes it a little easier because then you can, you don't have to worry about letting anybody down like me.
Let Nas down.
Yeah, or Nas.
Yeah, I let Nas down a couple of times already, and I let Cole down.
Well, Cole let Nas down already, so you're fine.
Facts.
Cole's on a beach right now. He's chilling.
Yeah,
I saw that. That shit's funny. I love that for him.
So funny for like that fan. I'm like, bro, this makes sense.
That fan would have been me, except I would have passed out.
Oh, for real.
Like, oh my God, it's Cole.
It's Cole.
Cole World sucks.
Okay. Do I start from top to bottom or from bottom to the top?
However you wish.
Whatever works for you. The stress of this question.
I know, man.
I love seeing artists swearing like, oh, fuck.
Oh, my God. I've been asked a lot of questions in my life, and I think this is the one that causes me the most agita.
Yes.
Right now, just music generally or rappers? I'm sorry. Hello.
Rappers. Yeah.
All right.
I'm interested in music generally too. We can throw that. I'm always listening to stuff.
You make 3 lists.
You set yourself up.
Yeah.
Out right now. Let's see.
Bum ass Cole.
Bum ass Cole.
Bro, this
Oh shit!
This is
Is that really Rock Marsh?
No, I think this is just a fan, and I love that.
I got a little like excited too for a minute. Wait, hold on.
I was like, yo.
I don't think Rock Marcy would come on that aggressive on a Twitch.
No.
We got to screenshot it, immediately post it up to get some headlines going.
Great.
Oh wait, I gotta break out the phone for this because it's a problem when I can't do it off the top of the head. I gotta.
Man. Yo, but that's the thing. Like, I'm always on the like. I feel like I'm pressured when I hear that. Like, I'm under pressure because like I'm always listening to too much music. You know, like I'd be stressed out, man. I listen to everything. Go ahead, let's hear it.
Let's go Cole in first place.
Nice.
Okay.
NF in second.
Nice. The truth. It's very consistent.
Russ in 3.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Russ is winning me over slowly.
Yo, Russ won me over the minute I heard Lose Control, and then I went down a downward spiral on his music.
I hated him because of his like persona, the whole tough guy.
That's why
thing.
I still don't really give him a
So
chance.
I like ignored his music a bit, but he put out that project and the Santiago recently.
I have that
incredible.
on repeat still.
Yeah, it's same. I was like, shit, I gotta give this dude his flowers. It's incredible.
I listen to it once a day. I shit you not.
And it's a vibe. It's very vibe heavy. And honestly, he wrote one of the Enough is arguably one of my favorite hip hop songs like ever of a new, a new rapper, like ish rapper.
Yes.
Like Enough is one of the best rap songs I've heard in a long time. And it is so honest. So shout out to him. I'll give him his flowers a little bit.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Russ. Yeah. All right.
Cole and Russ.
4 and 5. Ooh, I mean, the problem is I listen to so much shit, man. Oh,
same.
Fuck.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. Fortunately for me,
I wish I listened to less.
Like, all right, hot take, Marlon Craft in 4.
Hell yeah, that's not a hot take. He's the truth. That's
Marlon Craft in 4.
The devil of Hell's Kitchen.
Yo.
He's a fucking problem. He's violently underrated.
I was at Team Backpack in 2016.
Yeah, when he went crazy.
The minute he went off, I was like, I'm going home. I want no part of this problem. This man took home the chain, and I was like, you did New York proud, my brother. Like,
he went crazy.
Oh my God.
That was like 7 years ago, bro. He went nuts.
I'm old, bro.
Dude, it's rough out here.
We're older. We're older.
Yeah, it's rough out here.
Oh man. And in 5, shit. God, there's so many that could be thrown in that one. Like, fuck.
Say I Spice and wrap it up. Not fun.
Oh, fuck no. Oh my God. That's like bottom 200.
Yeah. So dry.
She's on the list though.
So dry. I don't know how people are into it. Like, please, with these industry plans.
People are really like conditioned to hear that and love it.
Disgusting.
Or TikTok.
You know what? He just put an album out, and I gave it a full listen through, and my opinion, his best body of work to date, Joyner Lucas.
Yep.
Joyner Lucas.
That last album is the best thing he has ever put out. It is arguably my album of the year this year because of how hard it goes, and it is. Nobody's rapping like that right now, and it's terrifying that album, like that, he put that out. This
bro, the first track
out the gate,
out the fucking doors.
I've been looping.
He busted the fucking door off the hinges with that one,
dude. I've been looping the track with IDK and DMX like every day.
Yes,
like, I have never heard Joyner like cool talk. He like slick talk.
Yes,
punchlined on that, like, bro. That shit is nice, bro. He's nice on that.
He really came out swinging with this album and swinging with every best intention possible.
Oh man, yeah. And then the whole hit theme of him like murdering the old Joyner Lucas.
Yeah.
Usually I don't care. We're like, oh, I'm corny shit, but I was like, he did that. So
Learn from him.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Death of Slim Shady.
That's how you know how artists they're getting dope when they kill themselves. Cannabis started that back in the day. Eminem did it. NF is just
Tyler Creator did it when he got doper.
Oh yeah, NF did it too. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah. Yep. Everybody get busy, and that was like right when NF started to really take off. That was the second album, and he started getting busy.
Well, did you listen to Hope?
Yeah, oh, it was awesome. It's very radio forward, but like it's amazing.
But it's NF in his whole.
It's still NF. Yeah, it's still NF, and it's amazing. It's just there's more radio bops on it than normal. But they're bops, bro. Like I'm not mad at it.
No, not at all.
Yeah, have a good time. You know, he's cooking. Can't tell him nothing. His music is fucking foolproof. Nobody sounds like him. This shit is epic as hell. He's diving into that Christian rap shit too, and it's fire. You know, can't be mad at it.
Now of all time, what's your list?
In rap,
yeah, because we got music next.
Facts.
Oh man,
tough one.
Lauryn Hill at 5.
Lauryn Hill. Shout out to Lauryn Hill for her one dope album. One dope album. That was mostly R&B.
But respectfully, boo.
Yo, like I grew up listening to Lauryn Hill, so like,
I respect it.
There's kind of like a soft spot here, man.
It, but I'm gonna give her.
But I mean,
10
like,
thumbs down.
Would I ever go to one of her concerts? No, I don't want to see someone that's gonna be 2 hours late.
I'm booing because I've been to more than enough of her concerts.
So you understand?
Yeah. All of it. It's the worst.
I apologize.
Yeah, it's the worst. So that's why I respectfully boo.
Number 4. Ooh. DMX.
Yeah.
Rest in peace.
Rest in peace.
No.
The GOAT.
Rest in peace, the GOAT, man. That there's nobody in this world, in this music industry, that will ever have the same aura as that man.
Yeah.
Never. No.
Nobody.
That man made me appreciate a fucking sermon. I was like, dude, keep going.
Yeah.
Yep. He said in a quote, trust everyone to be themselves, but believe that you can see them well. And I heard that. That was on Drink Champs. I heard that and I was like,
that was a great interview too.
Yeah, great.
Motherfucker is preaching.
Nah, he was the truth, man. I remember when I was young, man, this is like early 2000s, bro. I got his book, Earl. Bro, heavy.
Yeah, he
like stuck with me.
He had a life, man. He had
that book is like for you real hip hop fans, read Earl, his autobiography. Yeah. That book, you gonna understand why he was loved the way he was, but like you gonna understand why he just was the way he was, bro. That book is heavy.
Number 3.
Getting tougher.
It really is, man.
Yeah, it's getting tough.
Because like, I feel like there's a stigma that comes along with being from Long Island and being from New York. Like automatically you should know who is in your top 3 if you're talking hip hop. But the problem is that there has been so many great artists, not even just in New York State itself, but all across the country. Yeah. And there's 2 that ring specifically, but oh man.
Any pressure to say any Long Island folks for the all time?
Oh, the God, Rakim.
Rakim. You can't not have Rakim. Yeah.
I'd be fucked up if I didn't say that.
Yeah, I'm saying the pressure to not say
that. Number 2. This is where the toss-up comes in, man.
Okay.
See, you got, if you want to talk heavyweights, you got Pac, you got Big, you got Nas, you got Big L, you got Questlove, you got, oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Got a lot going on here.
Yeah.
Who you choosing?
I think Nas is going to go too, and I think...
Nasty Nas.
Nasty Nas, man.
Still going, that's why, you know.
Yeah. Hey, that last track with Premier was fire.
Yo, they got dropping a project this summer.
Oh, I'm so excited for that.
Same.
So excited for that.
It's about damn time.
Yeah, King's Disease 1 was okay. I haven't listened to King's Disease 2 yet.
They're all just solid releases.
They're all dope.
They're solid, but like I need him with New York.
Yeah.
Like the Knicks are good. The Mets, are doing. I need. It's 1994 right now. I need Nas to put out with some New York producers.
As an outsider, I love them all dope as fuck. I ain't tripping off New York producers.
Nah, I need New York producers.
It's got to be Pac.
Hell yeah!
Best of all time.
It's got to be Pac.
There you go. I'm not mad at that, man. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yep.
All right,
solid
man.
list. Now, of all time music.
Yeah,
you brought it up.
Music. Yeah, of all time, just artists, just music.
Yeah, all genres, R&B, fucking oldie,
just goated. Like you couldn't live without these 5 artists.
Couldn't live without these 5 artists.
Mm-hmm.
Action Bronson.
Oh shit! Okay, discount fucking Ghostface. Let's go.
Action Bronson, man. Listen. I've been listening to him for a handful of years now, and then I went to his concert in Wantagh.
Oh, he does great.
Oh yeah, I remember.
Oh my!
Oh, fantastic!
I am telling you, the absolute energy this man puts into his performance, and just like
this is when he was fat too.
Yeah,
he was big. Yep.
This is 2 years ago. He was swinging heavy shit around.
That's not when he was fat.
But like, probably one of my top 5 artist performances.
Yeah.
Nice.
I remember he played Long Island. It was a while ago, it was years ago, right before pandemic. But him and Mayhem Loren was fantastic.
Oh yeah. I think I remember that one.
Yeah, fantastic.
That's rap.
Mm-hmm.
Let's swing into EDM.
Okay. All right.
The group that I can't live without, because I literally had a panic attack when I couldn't see them. Swedish House Mafia.
Okay.
Oh, fire.
Hell yeah.
Let's say rock. Right now, I think Bad Wolves. No, let me take that back. Actually, it's gonna be a 2-way tie between Bad Omens and Spirit Box.
Okay.
Those 2 have fueled my workouts for the last 4 years. It's insane.
Okay.
What was that? 4 or 3? That was 3.
That was 3 because they're tied.
Yeah. Country?
Oh shit.
Let's see. Country.
I'm not gonna know much of country.
Darius Rucker, man. Like.
Okay.
Like Hootie and the Blowfish. Come on now.
Yeah, I heard of this guy.
Yeah.
Okay.
2's got to go to Mark Anthony if I'm going to go down the Latino route.
Hell yeah.
Like that man. I feel like I grew up with the man with how much my mom played him.
You saw that. Fuck with that guy.
Yeah, man. He's a great actor too. I mean,
he was in The Substitute, one of my favorite movies, The Substitute.
I never saw it. I saw him act. It was in El Cantante with Jennifer Lopez, where he played Hector Lavoe.
Yeah, I remember that one.
Oh man, phenomenal movie. Yeah. Oh god, and then number 1.
Yep. It's even worse. It's all genres.
This one's for Dad. Number 1 is going to be Bruce Springsteen.
There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
That choice himself.
Yes.
All right.
That's the man right there.
It's a solid list, man. I'm not mad at it at all, man.
Mm-hmm.
Solid 3 lists. He gave us 3 lists, people. Step
right.
up to the plate, man. We got to start questioning y'all see
You might start doing that now. Just giving out these 3 lists. Just to fuck with it anymore.
Yeah, man. Like you had me thinking. I was like, fuck.
See, yeah, I've always been answer those for all sorts of genres because I listen to too much music. But I get it, you know.
Yeah, because it gives you an insight of the artists themselves and what they've influenced and what makes the music. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I love this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, super solid. Yeah. But yo, man, we appreciate you chopping it up with us, man. This was dope. This was way overdue.
Yeah, man.
Oh, so overdue, man. I'm so glad we got to do this.
Yeah, like this is dope, man. This was super dope. We gotta chop it up sometime in RL. You know what I'm saying? But
yes,
yeah, John D and Yannone fucking collaborate
again. We need that again.
It's been a minute.
Yeah, it has, man. That what was that? The second project?
I think that was 2 Wolves, and then we did two singles. I don't remember, like a year or so ago.
Never thought I should.
Yes. One of those projects he has hoarding.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, dude.
I'm always hoarding stuff, bro.
Man. Honestly, I'm gonna come over. I'm gonna find out your address. I'm gonna steal your laptop, your computer, whatever it is, and I'm just gonna leak it from an anonymous source. I'm just gonna put it on Reddit.
I'm just secretly making like Tupac tapes. I'm trying to have music come out, for years.
Oh, jeez. Don't say that, man. Stop that.
That's what I'm trying to do. It's my conspiracy.
But John, start releasing that music, man. Like I want to hear it.
I'm gonna. I got y'all. But
I'm still listening to movies. Hell, on repeat. That shit is fucking fire as hell.
Oh man, my Sad Boy project. I got movies 2 coming up soon. I got movies 2 that. Making never coming out actually, but I got movies. So it's never coming out, but I got it. It's just chilling. It's hanging out. But hey man, let everybody know where to follow you and what to expect next, man. Let them do the hip hop thing.
_ Yannone, YANNONE. If you can't read, I spelled it out for you just in case. You never know with these people. But always the _ beforehand. Twitter, Instagram. I think even TikTok is the same thing. Smooth Era dropping June 18th, man. We're kicking off summer. Gonna let that ride out through the summer, and then we're gonna figure out what's happening next. So like, if anybody wants to work, I'm always down to work. John, I know you want to work. I'm down to work. Let's make this work.
I'm always working.
Let's work. Anybody that's watching this, you want to work, and hit me up. Say hello. You see me in the streets, dap me up. I'll give you a hug.
That's it, man. That's the energy, bro. We kicking into summer smooth, man. That's how it goes.
Right. That's gotta be how it is.
Yeah, man. But yo, again, appreciate you chopping it up with us, man. Appreciate everybody who checks this out. And we're signing off, man. Y'all be good, man. Be good, dude.
Take it easy, guys.